The chamber of the single eye. The master sits in his chair, still, eternal, at the center of the flower of life. This chair is no ordinary seat. It is the throne of the one-eyed flame, positioned at the symbolic core of the pituitary gland. The chamber itself is the pituitary, the space of secretion, signal, and sacred memory. This is the holy seat of the endocrine spirit, and also the symbolic head, the master's chambers. The master does not walk. He does not speak. He sits, always. He is the pineal gland, silent observer, burning light, keeper of the axis. His form is cloaked, hidden beneath a hood. Where his face would be, there is nothing, only a single pupil. Not an eyeball, not an iris, no retina, just the pupil, darkness, an aperture. Within that void, a single point of glinting light, a shimmer on the edge of nothingness. Like the gleam on a polished cornea, it moves as you move. That glint is the sun, the spirit, not the one in the sky, but the eternal light reflected in mind. A small blue flame burns steadily within Penelope's clear crystal head. It is the flame of wisdom. Her head, containing this inner fire, is what is symbolically considered the earth, the heart, and the whole universe, the footstool of the Master. As it is written, "Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me? And where is the place of my rest?" Isaiah 66 verse 1, King James 16:11. Around the chamber rise 10 pillars, vast, ancient, immovable. But these are not all. Penelope and the Master themselves are each a pillar, making 12 in total, the 12 parts of the brain, the full sacred architecture of the inner temple. The floor is adorned with hieroglyphics. The air is thick with a glowing blue hue. Imagine the atmosphere of a slow-moving scene, cinematic and silent, the air thick with reverence as the music of eternity hums in the silence. This is the Holy of Holies within the head, the vision of the spirit. Penelope is present in two forms. One lies prostrate, flat on her face, arms outstretched before the Master, like Martin Luther in his most desperate prayers. The other walks the Serpentine Path, spiraling along the sacred geometry of the flower of life, followed closely by the serpent. She is spirit. She is the endocrine system itself, active, responsive, alive, and yet she also bears the symbolic signature of the pituitary. She is both vessel and space. As Penelope lies before the throne, her crystal head, clear like a crystal ball, burns with the blue flame. She weeps, trembles. She is flooded with emotion, fear, sorrow, awe, anger, grief, reverence, longing, despair, hope, confusion, joy, and love. Every emotion courses through her. Then the command comes silent, but absolute kneel. She draws her knees toward her head. Her body folds. She enters the fetal position. The visible white point of form joins the point of spirit. Her head remains at the flame, but now her knees rise. This is the collapse, the white meeting the blue, the divine entering the womb. She becomes a space of generation. Then, another command, raise your head. She lifts her clear head, symbolizing the whole universe, from the flames of the root into the stomach of the Master. She moves upward from the footstool toward the core. Her spirit enters the body of the One. This is the place of digestion, of inner transformation. Then comes the next command, stand. As she continues to rise, her head reaches the level of his heart. Then the Master stands. As he rises, her etheric head aligns with his head and then shifts to align with his heart. His gaze descends. They are face to face. They embrace. They merge like water. Solid becomes liquid. Liquid becomes gas. No longer can it be thought. It must be imagined. Above the heart, there is light. Below it, fire. Light is the same as fire, but fire is not the same as light. Fire is the same as water, but water is not the same as fire. All is held in dual paradoxical simultaneousness. And once again, the fall is the rise. God has already revealed all of this to us. I didn't have to read it from a Sufi or hear it from one. These truths arise naturally when we follow what is intuitive and reasonable. And when we do, we find ourselves in a particular kind of discourse. But even then, I pause because nothing in our discourse truly changes. I do not choose anything for tomorrow. That has already been chosen. I may have an idea, but I live and move within an illusion as a vessel. So the belief that I can change myself or the world is itself part of that illusion. Reality is dual paradoxical simultaneousness. Even the illusion is only an idea. And to call something an illusion is to imply the existence of something real. Yet what we call real is just another idea. We are engaging with the triune trinity thrice. This is a symbolic expression, a gesture toward the infinite. But even the concept of infinity is symbolic. It points towards spirit, and spirit, along with it, remains ineffable. What we face is an infinite recursion, a collapse of what cannot be thought, imagined, spoken, or written. Whenever I say, I, as in I am here, I am the one speaking, that I is not truly mine. I do not choose. I do not alter the path. I am simply a vessel through which the inevitable flows. The very notion of change is part of the illusion. And even that illusion relies on the concept of something real, yet the real is also an idea. To say, I is to point towards something deeper, something symbolic. The I has form, a top point, a bottom point, and a line between. But this line is hidden, aligned perfectly with the direction of your gaze. You see only one end, and the rest disappears, like an invisible axis facing you. The I is also the I, the eyeball, the self, the infinite one. It is the I within idea. If you imagine the universe as an eye, then Polaris sits at the very center of the cornea, the symbolic point of divine light. That first point is the abstract infinite point of infinity. And just as there is that upper point of light, there must be another on the bottom, hidden. The eyeball is a closed system. The lens on the front is mirrored at the back. The pupil, the black hole, is not simply biological. It is symbolic. A mysterious void receiving light. The pupil is a black hole. That's what it is. We reside within this symbolic black hole, receiving divine light through the lens. In a fractal reality, everything reflects everything. So we are not just here. We are where we say we are, and what we see is what we are. I am here is not a claim of location, it is a symbolic relation. This begins with the symbol that cannot be spoken of, and that is how we speak of it. We speak by knowing we cannot speak. That is the infinite recursive collapse, the infinite potential where all colors, all forms, blend together into a shape that exists only in imagination. But imagination cannot be seen. Mind cannot be seen. Nothing can be seen or defined as it truly is. Even the now cannot be located. It slips. There's deep symbolic meaning in letters and sounds A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y, sometimes H, sometimes W. This is not just grammar, it is primordial symbolism. I won't retrace all the letters and their sounds here. I've already done that in previous pieces and videos. But it matters. Sound is form. Vibration is essence. Let's stay focused here. We are not only looking at the I connecting to another I with the curve forming AU, we're also seeing the point line geometry of divine masculinity and the curve of divine femininity. Without vowels, words can't form. Without feminine curve, expression can't take shape. Divine femininity is song, eternal feeling taking form. Emotionalism is the process by which eternal feeling, infinite and pure, is poured into finite expression. I'm trying to describe the symbolic structure of the triad within man: the seer, masculine; the herd, feminine; and the union, spirit. As I look within, close my eyes, and imagine I see myself. The divine masculinity is what sees. The divine femininity is what speaks within. Their interaction is the triune rhythm. So we are not just seeing a U. We are also seeing a V. The U curves. The V cuts. The U flows. The V defines. The letter is both. The symbol is both. And both exist simultaneously. This is all one symbolic structure. Nothing is separate. Geometry, sound, spirit, light, they collapse into each other. Not abstractly, but recursively, fractally, personally. The divine is not elsewhere. It is right here, spiraling inward through every curve, every sound, every thought. And the spirit moves always in mysterious ways: Taoism, Wu Wei, and the master's stillness. The master does not walk, does not speak. This is Wu Wei, non-action, or rather, effortless alignment with the Tao. The one who sits does not resist, does not push, he flows without movement. In Taoism, the sage becomes like water, and here, the master is beyond water. He is the axis around which water spirals. Taoism, the empty vessel. Penelope's crystal head echoes Laozi's teaching. It is the empty space in the vessel that makes it useful. Her clearness is not a lack, but a sacred readiness. She is the Tao manifest, empty, yet inexhaustible. Kabbalah, the spherote, and the pillars. The 12 pillars surrounding the chamber reflect the tree of life. 10 are the spherote, and the 2, Penelope and the master, are Dayat and Keter, knowledge and crown. The chamber itself is Yesod, the foundation, the generative space of sacred union. Kabbalah, the divine name, and the I that cannot be claimed mirrors the ineffable name of God, YHWH. It is not pronounced because it is not possessed. It is being itself. I am that I am. The vertical line of the I is the hidden axis of the tree. Hinduism, Shiva and Shakti. The master is Shiva, silent, meditative, eternal. Penelope is Shakti, the dancing, spiraling serpent power, Kundalini, awakening and ascending the spine. Their embrace is the sacred Maithona, the spiritual merging of stillness and motion, fire and light. Hinduism, the third eye and the chamber. The pituitary chamber is Ajna Chakra, the third eye. Not merely a gland, but the gate through which spirit sees itself. The blue flame is Jyoti, the inner light. Penelope's weeping is the river Ganga, flowing upward into heaven. Christianity, the body as temple. This is the holy of holies within the head. As Paul wrote, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" 1 Cor 3:16. The body is the sacred vessel. The master's chamber is not elsewhere, it is within. Christianity, the footstool and the throne. The master sits above, Penelope lies below. The earth is my footstool. Yet as she rises, she enters his body. This is the mystery of Christ. The low becomes high, the servant becomes the bride, the fall becomes the ascent. Buddhism, emptiness and the pupil. The single pupil is sunyata, emptiness. Not nothing, but the space of infinite potential. The shimmer within is praditya samudpada, dependent arising. The glint moves as you move because all perception is co-arising with mind. Buddhism, the middle way and the axis. To sit at center is to walk the middle path, not indulgence, not denial, but balance. The master is the axis unmoved. Penelope's spiral walk is samsara. Yet her motion, guided by the silent center, is the very path to nirvana. Islam, the command, kneel. The silent command echoes Islam, submission, not to a tyrant, but to the real. As Penelope folds into prostration, she mirrors the sujud, forehead to earth, surrender to the one who is not seen but known in silence. Islam, the light upon light. Above the heart, there is light. Below it, fire. In the Quran, God is described as light upon light, 2400 hours 35. The heart becomes the lamp, the oil is divine mercy, and the flame is the spirit. The blue flame is Nur, the radiant secret. Hermeticism, as above, so below. Penelope's collapse and rise is the hermetic law in motion. The fire below becomes the light above. Her movement is the alchemical marriage, Sol and Luna, sulfur and mercury, joined in the chemical wedding. Hermeticism, the axis and the eye. The eye is the eye. The eye is the symbol of Hermes, the guide between worlds. To see truly is to die before death. The eye is the portal. The chamber is the crossing place of soul and spirit. Taoism, again, the circle and the flow. The flower of life spirals like the Tao. There is no beginning, no end. Penelope's walk is the dance of yin and yang. The master's stillness is the central within the taijutsu. Kabbalah, again, the union of male and female. Penelope is Shekinah, the indwelling presence. The master is Tiferet beauty, the heart of the tree. Their embrace restores the unity lost in exile. The single eye is the return to Eden, where knowing and being are one. Hinduism, again, the soundless sound. The silence of the chamber hums with Aum, the unheard vibration. The flame, the pupil, the axis, all burn with the nada, the silent sound of the one speaking to itself. Christianity, again, the word made flesh. The very notion of change is part of the illusion. Yet in Christ, the Word became flesh, not to escape matter, but to reveal that even flesh is spirit. The chamber is the womb. The one is born again, not in time, but in eternity. Buddhism, again, the collapse of now. The now cannot be located. This is the anatta, no self, no now. Time is the illusion of a fixed self. The spiral is not linear. Penelope's walk is not forward, it is here. Always here. Islam, again, the breath and the spirit. The spirit moves. The breath that gave Adam life is Ruh. The chamber breathes. Penelope's rise is the movement of breath through the body. Inhale into surrender. Exhale into stillness. Every motion is remembrance, Daiker. And so the chamber is complete, not static, but alive in every tradition, every symbol, every breath. Amen. Let it be so.